Aydin, do you have a solution for Uwe? How can we fix a problem if the authority request or the authority is not in his system?
Well, for that we have also a solution. What we have is a monitoring software, which with it you can track your own IDM system for things that might not work like you wanted. So if there are errors or stuff like that, you get notified, you can see it on a dashboard and get a feeling about how good your system works and where you can improve and fix things. And this is something I wanted to show you today.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, what we see here is a dashboard of our monitoring software. We actually set up the monitoring for one of our test systems, and now we're looking into the dashboard of it. What we see here are different tiles where you have different kind of information about the system. These give you some kind of clue what is working well on your system and where you might have to look into. Under new features we have in the dashboard is the use of new Fiori 3 components. This way we can present many types of data, very intuitive and very easy for a human to read. One of our newest things we are doing is we have some kind of cards and we have graphs and lists in it to present the data. In the dispatchers, for example, we had for every dispatcher a separate tile. In this new control, we have a list and a preview of the dispatcher data. We can see when the dispatcher has contacted your system last time, what the uptime in the last 24 hours are, and if it's online or offline. Like you see, you can change into a detail view by clicking the data on the card. We have this feature also for entries. We can look into identities, privileges and roles. And also here we have the possibility to jump into the detail and to further investigate things. Also a feature is the possibility to look into the provisioning queue and have a great preview about what kind of data you have in the provisioning queue and how old they are. Sometimes in IDM, items in the provisioning queue can get stuck, and you have a hard time knowing how much of them are stuck. And with this, you have an easy view about your provisioning queue. Like we see, most of the items in the provisioning queue are older than a week. So this might be an issue where I have to look into it and see what caused this issue. We don't have any errors in the system log, so Uwe can be sure that his request works well. A great feature is the possibility to have benchmarks. So it's not just you to know how well your system works. You can also see your data in a comparison with other uses of monitoring. So you have the possibility to look in a weekly report how your week was on the IDM system and how it performed against other systems in the monitoring. You receive this report on a weekly basis and it shows different time of categories, very good and very bad. And you have an archive about the reports, so you can compare yourself against your system a few weeks or months or years ago. Like we said, we have the possibility to compare the system with other systems in monitoring, and we have an indication about it, how good or worse you are in comparison to the average of the users. And we have 3 types of statuses for it. So green is everything is okay. Orange means that you're worse in this category, but it's not a very severe problem. Severe problems are red. So this is the categories where you're worse than the average and you have to look into things in your IDM system and might want to fix things. So with SECMENDO.monitor, you have a good control about your IDM system. and can easily get a feeling how good your system works.